Well, thank you, Taylor, and welcome you to SEC football presented by Sonic. As this is the SEC on ESPN. And yes, it is swampy in Gainesville today. A hot, humid afternoon for some good football. The Florida Gators 1-0, South Florida 1-0, coming your way in a matter of minutes. Two teams certainly that have big aspirations here in 2025. And here come the South Florida Bulls, an hour and a half up by 75 to Gainesville. They are ready for business after an opening win against top 25 ranked Boise State, 34-7 down in Tampa. Great way to get it started in year number 3 under Alex Golesh. Dave Neal alongside former Texas Longhorn Fozzie Whitaker. Morgan Uber down the sidelines. We'll join her in a moment, but let's start with this Florida Gator football team. Let's face it, this is the best team that Billy Napier has put on the field since he's been here in Gainesville. They're deep, and they're talented. Starts at their quarterback with DJ Lagway. What makes you believe DJ is the guy to lead them to that promised land?
Yeah, DJ is an unbelievable person whenever we got to meet with him yesterday. But the thing that stands out is the confidence that he carries. DJ shows that he is a big guy, 6'3", 245 pounds, but he carries that weight and confidence very smoothly. And what you look forward to seeing him is getting to a good start early on in this game. Whenever the team gets to a good start and DJ Lagway's playing well, then it's morphin' time, just like my pen notates.
His numbers looked good last week, but certainly he felt like there was a lot left on the table. We'll see how that plays out today. For more on number 2 in blue, let's go down to Morgan.
DJ Lagway certainly has a lot on his shoulders and high expectations. And while he's just a true sophomore, he's already displaying veteran leadership qualities and has commanded respect of this entire Florida team. Coach Napier said that he's really taken a different step in his leadership after everything he went through last year, being thrust into the starting role and spotlight as a true freshman. Since January, it's become his team. And he's proven he has the ability to influence and encourage his teammates. Even missing the majority of fall camp, Jaden Boss said he pushed all of us to become better leaders on the field, and his energy, confidence, and play really rising the levels of every single one around him, guys.
Well, we are anxious to see him play today. Certainly a big test against South Florida. This is a Bull team, third year under Alex Golesh, that looked so good the other night against Boise State. They had an extra couple of days to prepare since that game was on Thursday. They're in the discussion as a group of 5 potential candidate to get into the playoff, but they're also in the middle of a 3-game set against top 25 teams. Miami's next, but Florida's here today. Their quarterback, though, Byron Brown, is the guy that can certainly lead them to where they want to go.
Yeah, this team stops and starts with what Byron Brown can do. He's an extremely talented quarterback passer, as well as a very, very physical runner. You take a look at some of the plays he was able to make. Boom! You're not getting him one-on-one whenever he's in the open field. And then just because he has the open space, he scores a touchdown easily. He still wants to set the tone and make sure that everybody knows Byron Brown and the USF Bulls are here to stay.
Well, 2023 was fantastic for him. Last year, only got a handful of games because of an injury. Didn't play in the second half of the season, but in 2023, he and Jaden Daniels, the Heisman Trophy winner from LSU, the only 2 quarterbacks with 3,000-plus passing yards and 800-plus rushing yards. That's how good he can be when healthy. He will be a handful today for the Florida Gators. Alex Golesh, of course, now in his 3rd season. Question is, can they win a conference championship? South Florida's never won a conference championship, but they feel like the American is right there in front of them this year, despite the next 2 games against Florida and Miami. A conference title would certainly get them in a conversation for a playoff berth. Meanwhile, Billy Napier's got to be excited about what he has seen throughout fall camp. In week 1, they post a shutout, put 55 on the board. They are certainly a team that you know is deep and talented. And for the first time in a while, they have multiple potential NFL players at just about every level on this team. 3rd meeting between these 2 teams on a hot, muggy afternoon from the swamp. Steve Spurrier, Field, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. Glad you could join us. Should be a lot of fun today. Florida won the toss. They deferred, so South Florida will receive the opening kickoff. Alvon Isaac and Jaquan Smith back to return this kick for the Bulls. And this will sail through the back of the end zone. And here comes Byron Brown in this South Florida offense. that put up 34. A slow start out of the gate. Only 7 plays in the first quarter against Boise State, but after that, things turned around.
Yeah, you got to speed it up very quickly. They want to have a fast start, right? You're going up against a team that has a lot of confidence in Florida defensively. Tempo will be something that they will utilize to their advantage to try to get this defense off balance.
16 of 24 last week. And once he got cranked up, boy, he was just almost unstoppable. First down and 10 from the 25. They'll work from the far hash. Brown handoff. He'll pick up 4 out to the 29-yard line. Makai Barreau, first one there to trip him up. And tempo. That pass is caught out over the 30 to the 33.5-yard line. That's Christian Neptune, the true freshman, making a catch. Picks up 5, so you're looking at a third down, yard and a half, maybe 2.
Quarterback run territory here.
Handoff right side, first down and more as they give it to Cartavius Norton, who brought down by Miles Graham, but a first down after a gain of 8. They'll give it to Norton again off the left side. He won't get much. The transfer from Charlotte, who started at Iowa State, brought down by the Jack linebacker George Combs Jr., an NIU transfer who they really enjoyed watching him practice, and certainly can expect a lot from him this year on the edge. Oh, what a move by Brown. Fakes a little pitch to the outside. Florida stays in their lanes, and Miles Graham will pick up another tackle. So another third down coming up. 3rd and 5.
That's where Florida's defense has to be disciplined in their rush lanes. Probably have a spy on Byron Brown if they drop into coverage to make sure he doesn't pick it up with his legs.
Four-man rush. Brown throws, passes caught. Again, it's the freshman Neptune. Stretches out and will have the first down in Gator territory. So a couple of conversions early on by South Florida.
Yeah, you can see just a 3-step drop, finds space, a lot of space, picks up the first down.
Brown looks in that pocket, now on the move. Throws as he runs left, and that one is incomplete right at the first down line. Trying to hit the tight end, Wyatt Sullivan. Boy, it looked like he had a little bit of room to run over there.
Yeah, that spy, though, that linebacker is following every track that he goes to. As he expanded out of the pocket, that defender probably made it a lot easier for Byron Brown to get rid of that ball instead of trying to tuck it and get yardage.
Second down and 10. Hand it off to Norton, left side, and he'll get a couple of yards out inside the 45. Gain of 4. Jordan Castell picking up that tackle. Well, this is when we're in the first quarter, and this defense out here hadn't had a chance to substitute much, if any, on this drive. That one's incomplete, trying to hit Neptune. And now it's 4th down, and let's see what the Bulls want to do here. Looks like they're about to bring on the punt team. And that is what they will do. But a couple of first downs. And Vernell Brown III jogging back to the 10-yard line to return this punt for the Gators. Chase Leon will punt it away for South Florida. Another Australian kicker transferred in from Lamar. High end over end kick. Fair catch called for at the 10, and that is where The man they call VB3 makes the catch. DJ Lagway coming on the field when we come back to Gainesville.
The reason why I play football is because I just love the game. Like, I love everything about the game.
Beautifully thrown football by Lagway. Just watch the confidence.
Well, 90,000 screaming, going crazy, it's nothing like it.
It's almost like when Steph Curry shoots a three and he knows it's going in.
3 passing touchdowns in a row.
Well, when quarterback DJ Lagway starts, Florida is 7-1 with more than 3 times as many points as their opponents. We'll see if that number holds true throughout today. Good start for Jaden Ball, though. The handoff picks up the first down. They will mark him out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Jalen Schuler, their outstanding backer, pushes him out of bounds. Gain of 14. Boy, Jaden Ball, the sophomore out of Atlanta, started 5 of the last 8 games last year. And he and Lagway make for a formidable backfield for this Florida Gator team. It's Ball again, breaks it to the outside and has another first down. Great block by the tight end, Tony Livingston, on the edge. That's 15 more yards.
Yeah, this is what makes this offense very difficult to defend. Whenever you got a guy like Tony Livingston being able to seal the edge, Jaden Ball hit the hole, pick up another first down, and off to a great start for the Gators offense.
Yeah, Hayden Hanson also in there, the other tight end, both putting together some important blocks for Jaden Ball. First down and 10. They come this way with it. J. Michael Sturdivant, the speedster. He's to midfield and dropped there by Schuler. Schuler coming off a career-high 14 stops against Boise State, but that's 12 more and another first down.
It's part of what keeps DJ Lagway in this Florida offense in rhythm is being able to run the ball effectively and then get the ball out of DJ's hands early in the game, and it makes it harder to defend whenever you get into play action situations down the line.
We'll put 2 tight ends to the right side, bunch formation. Wilson splits out to the right, but Lagway looking left, lofts it up and just over the outstretched hands of Tony Livingston.
Yeah, and that's one DJ wishes he could probably have back. A little jittery in the pocket, feet trying to get settled in. We saw this actually last week where he had a couple of overthrows, mechanics just a little off. Clean that up. That's a huge completion there to Livingston.
So it'll be second down and 10. Burnell Brown III goes in motion. He'll hand it off to Ball left side. Bounces off one Bull defender and falls forward close to the line to gain. I think that might be enough to move the chains. It is.
You see Jaden Ball, physical runner. You got an unblocked defender in Mac Harris, one of the best linebackers for this USF team. Jaden Ball runs right through him, picks up another physical first down.
Boy, what a great start to this drive for the Gators. Ball stays in the game. Brown goes in motion. Again, it's Ball, cuts it back. He's down to the 32-yard line. Rodney Hill bringing him down, the sophomore. That's a gain of 7.
Florida answering a little bit of tempo on their own, trying to tire out this USF defense early in this first drive.
Shift the 2 tight ends to the left side. They will split Hanson out wide. Lagway go over the middle, a little too high, and a big shot on the back end from Deshaun Rucker coming up to make the play for South Florida.
Again, that's a throw that DJ Lagway can make, but not settled in the pocket, has people around his feet, causing his feet to be a little bit off. That throw sailed high yet again. Get more settled into the game. I want to see Coach get into some of the shorter 3-step drop game to allow him to work in space.
Lagway steps up, dancing around, finds some room, pump fakes, cuts it back, and he'll have another Gator first down at the 25-yard line. Give him 7.
Outstanding play here by DJ Lagway. See the play action, feels pressure in the pocket, keeps his eyes downfield, and then decides, hey, let me just pick up this first down on my own. Does a great job of finding that space and then going and picking it up. That's huge for this Florida offense. Stay on the field, another third down conversion.
This drive started back at the 10-yard line. Lagway, catch and throw. Out to Trey Wilson. Trey's inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Jarvis Lee Jr. in coverage, but a pickup of 7.
That's an example of that rhythmic kind of offense that I was talking about. Getting DJ Lagway some of the short, quick, easy passes, and then let your athletes do the work for you. Pick up a quick 7 yards and makes it second and manageable. Be alert, this is the area in that high red zone, right at the 17, 18-yard line. You can take a shot here because you know you got 2 additional downs to pick up the first.
Already a 9-play, 72-yard drive for the Gators. Hand off to Ball, just takes it right between the guards, driving the pile inside the 15, down to the 12.5-yard line. And that'll be another Florida first down. James Chenault down for South Florida. Boy, this has been a methodical drive by Florida.
Absolutely, and you hate to see injuries happen, but you get into a situation where you hope this guy feels better in Chenault because that's somebody that they'll need. And a long drive like Florida has put together, you're going to need all the bodies available to be able to try to defend this Florida offense.
You always hear so often about coordinators talk about these long drives. While they like them, there's always the opportunity for one of those holds or a false start, back you up, get you behind the chains. But so far, super clean for Florida. They were really clean. How about no dirt in terms of penalty flags last week?
Yeah, that goes to show you the discipline that Coach Napier has been able to instill into this team. You have 0 flags. Those are types of winning football that Florida is getting back to, and why they've been able to win the games that they have at the end of last year and already last week against Long Island.
Well, the Gators have an SEC best 5-game winning streak currently, tied for first nationally with teams like Ohio State, Illinois, Memphis, and Air Force. Trying to keep it rolling. Jaden Ball going to be a big part of that. We haven't seen Jacoby Jackson, who will get plenty of work today as well. But Ball's off to a great start carrying the football. 5 carries, 51 yards, averaging 10 yards per carry. Had just 9 carries a week ago.
It goes right in line with his average. Like you mentioned, 9 carries, 104 yards last week against Long Island. It seems as though that trend of averaging 10-plus yards is part of Jaden Ball's game and what we were excited to see whenever we got to see Florida play today.
Kyler Miles, the strength and conditioning coach, said that Ball could be one of the strongest players ever. Here,
that's saying a lot. Yeah. There have been a lot of strong players that have come through these walls. For him to be one of the strongest and that to be said, that's a lot.
Jonas DeClona checks in for the injured Chenault on a first down and 10. Sits it right about the 13-yard line. Lofts it up, looking for the end zone, and through the hands of Tony Livingston. It was right in the breadbasket.
Man, what a throw there. You mentioned it. Right in the breadbasket. That's one Tony Livingston who runs a great route. You get the natural rub. Just can't locate it fast enough. Hands are too late trying to find it, and that's a missed opportunity that this Florida offense wishes they could have cashed in on.
Second down. And there's a false start. And that is the first penalty for Florida.
5-yard penalty, second down.
in 2025. That's on the right tackle, Bryce Lovett, the redshirt sophomore.
Did we just jinx them?
Yes.
The announcer's jinx.
Pressure comes from the edge. Lagway sees it and trying to hit Vernell Brown. They will, whether it's a catch or not, it's right back to the line of scrimmage. Mac Harris came flying in from the edge for South Florida. So now you're looking at third down. You got to get all the way down to the 3-yard line for the first down.
And expect this South Florida defense to try to heat up DJ Lagway again, get the ball out quickly so they can't pick up a first or score.
Slant over the middle, big collision at the 10. That one goes to J. Michael Sturdivant. A gain of 8, but now you're looking at a 4th down at about 6.5. So here comes the field goal team. Deshaun Rucker with a big hit in the back end, stopping this drive. And the field goal unit led by Trey Smack, who had such an outstanding season last year. Missed only 3 kicks in 2024, but missed 3 last week, 2 of 5. Hit from 56, though. See if he has flushed that. 28-yard field goal attempt on the way. And this kick is dead, solid, perfect. So the Gators, with a long 14-play drive, put 3 on the board. Back to the swamp after this.
SEC Network Football is presented by Salted Caramel Toffee Iced Coffee for only $2.99. Live free. Eat Sonic.
Well, this has been a series that almost flipped in 2022. South Florida had a decent advantage going into the 4th quarter. They were leading that game, driving late, had a chance to tie it up, but a couple of bad snaps. They got down to the 19, but 2 bad snaps forced them to attempt a 49-yard field goal with 44 seconds left, and did not work, and the Gators went on to win that one 31-28. The Bulls actually led 28-24 in the 4th quarter. That was the year before Alex Golish got the job, but a scary moment for sure down here at Steve Spurrier Florida Field. Matter of fact, last year South Florida ran out of gas. They played Alabama great.
Yep, right in the 4th quarter. Took it all the way down there.
So Jaquan Smith, Alvon Isaac back to return this kick. Fair catch called for at the 5-yard line. Let's head downstairs, check in with Morgan.
This is a defense for Florida playing with so much pride, coming off their first shutout in 46 games. And defensive line Coach Chapman said, don't pull back. We've got more bodies with their tempo. Don't worry about it. If you need a sub, let me know. The heat is a factor, but at least both teams definitely used to it, guys.
Yeah, they need the depth today. It's going to be a hot day, and of course with the pace of the game, certainly having 2-3 deep at certain those positions up front will be a big advantage for Florida. Tyreek Sapp, you see him 94 there. He is a possible first-round draft pick. He is one of those cyber beasts that Alex Golis was talking about in the front for the Florida Gators. That pass is caught by Medea. Rubin, who spins out of some trouble, picks up a first down in the process. So Rubin with a nice catch to transfer from Stanford, first year in Tampa after 3 years with the Cardinals. There is a stoppage.
The ruling on the field is a completed pass for a first down. Previous play is under further review.
So are they going to check to see? It looked like a catch from where we were.
I thought it was a catch as well.
Oh, was the knee down? We'll get an update when we come back. Gators leading by 3. South Florida thought they had a first down, but after a review, it showed that Ruben had a knee go down shy of the line to gain.
You can see right there that right knee does come down right at the 33-yard line on both spots. That's where he's down at.
So it'll be 2nd down and 3 from the 32. Norton splits out. Empty set look from South Florida. Brown 3 out of 5, 17 yards, throwing the football. He'll just take it himself and ran right into a wall of blue jerseys. That was the biggest question coming in for Alex Golesh. How will his offensive line hold up against this Gator defensive front? That is a tough ask.
Oh, yeah. Especially with a guy like Burrow, 349 pounds, 6'4.5".
3rd down and a yard and a half. Here's Brown, cuts it back, dances, snap, has some running room. He is across the 45 and tumbles down right on that spot. So with 1st down for the Bulls, Miles Graham had a chance at him, just tripped him up.
And this is how this offense gets better. You miss tackles, he's liable to make you pay. Then he gets down, save himself a couple of hits because they're going to need him all 4 quarters in this game.
So another 3rd down conversion. Bulls 3 out of 4. Ruben goes in motion across the formation. Brown looking to throw, slings it across the middle, a little bit behind Chaz Nimrod, the former Tennessee Vol. He had 3 catches for 96 yards last week, including a 55-yarder. Devin Moore back there in coverage, the speedster who they ask him to do a lot on the back end.
Yeah, especially covering a guy like Chaz Nimrod who can fly. Well, so can Devin Moore, and he shows you his coverage abilities on that last play as well.
Run it on the ground off the left side. Norton. He's inside Gator territory. Aaron Childs brings him down. Nice 8-yard pickup there for the Charlotte transfer, Cartavius Norton. Well, they had to revamp that running back room. They lost their 3 top backs from last year. Boy, Brown just tripped up on his own player. Connor McLaughlin, 71. Just got his foot in the way. So now it's 4th and 1. Bulls going to go for it.
Got to have a spy on Byron Brown. Another opportunity that they'll try to get +1 in the run game using the quarterback's legs and his dual threat ability.
Brown keeps it left side. Lunges forward, and that'll be a 1st down. Graham's got there, but not in time. Again, this is a big man, 6'3", 232. You're trying to stop for no gain.
It's a tall task Miles Graham has ahead of him. Just the difference in picking up that 1st down.
The ruling on the field is the ball carrier made the line to gain. Previous play is under further review.
Well, let's see if Graham was able to keep him for no gain.
I think he outstretched the ball past the yard to gain before his knee actually touched down. We'll get a chance to break it down with the official review here, but it's close.
Boy, Now our line is not the yellow line is not exact. But you see where his leg is. Ooh, that is close.
It is very close, David.
Review, the ruling on the field is upheld. First down, South Florida.
Whew, not by much. Not by much.
Just by the hair of my chinny chin, Dave.
Well, one of the things that did, however, for Florida, even though it is a first down, it kind of slows the game down for a moment.
Absolutely. You get some substitutions in there, fresh bodies, almost like a little mini water break. Get them revitalized.
Boy, big run there by Brown. Alvon Isaac in the game at tailback, the sophomore from right here in Gainesville, Florida, at a Hawthorne High School. They'll come this way with it, makes the catch. And Isaac will lose a couple of yards. Cormani McClain in his second year in a Gator uniform after coming over from Colorado. Definitely in that corner rotation this year. Quick snap. Brown looks to run, but now it's going to stop and throw. Back over the middle, has a man. Oh, the throw was a little bit late, allowed the Gators to recover and knock it away at the last moment. Thornton was back there. McClain was back there.
3 safeties diverged on this ball. They used Byron Brown in a play action situation. They've already had success. He tries to get the one-on-one matchup. Too many Gators back deep. That ball ends up on the ground. Great coverage of staying disciplined on the back end by that Florida defense.
3rd down and 11. Quick hitter to the outside. Singleton makes the catch. He is flipped up at the 38. He's going to be 2 yards shy of the line to gain by Bryce Thornton. That was a gain of 9, and the offense stays on the field, and they are in giddy-up mode. Quick snap. Florida didn't really get set defensively. Brown going for it all. Flag is down at the 18. A hat comes off. A flag comes out. McClain back there in coverage, trying to hit Christian Neptune down the sideline.
Illegal substitution, defense. More than 11 players on the field at the snap. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
And that's the issue whenever you're going up against an offense that moves so fast. If you don't get off the field properly, then this can cost you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you had one more getting off the field right low at the end.
One, 1-0.
So the clock is set. Boy, this is a good answer by South Florida. This drive is 10 plays, closing in on 40 yards. It's taken over 4 minutes off the clock as Sam Franklin getting his first shot in the backfield. He stands to the right of Brown. Brown dumps it off over the middle. Wyatt Sullivan, the tight end, still on his feet. The pile drives down to the 15-yard line. A gain of 16. Jaden Robinson finally forces him down. Four-man rush. Brown to the end zone. That one's batted away. Tipped in the air on the back end by Thornton. Helmet comes off. Singleton, the man that they like to call Baby Calvin Johnson. That is quite the compliment.
Absolutely. Big size receiver. Physical. Came down with a nice catch last week, too.
Had 5 catches, 93 yards, and a touchdown last week. Sam Franklin stays in the game. 2nd down and 10 from the Gator 17-yard line. They will hand it off to Franklin. He's to the 15. Robinson, first one there for Florida. Boy, talking to Ron Roberts, the defensive coordinator for Florida, you can practice tempo in practice, but you don't know, you can't practice the speed of it. And so I think Florida's still trying to adjust to this speed of this Alex Golish offense. And a false start on the right side from Connor McLaughlin.
False start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, that turns a 3rd and 8 into a 3rd and 13 now.
Not only does that affect the offense by pushing them back 5 yards, but now gives Florida an opportunity to make a substitution change and match personnel, as well as get in fresh cyber creatures to try to get after the quarterback on 3rd and long.
So that'll be the end of the first 15 minutes. We have used most of the field so far today. Gators lead at 3-0 after 15 minutes.
Coach, in the red zone here, 3rd down, how do you capitalize?
Well, we can't jump off sides there, right? But we got to go make a play here on 3rd down. We got to remain poised, and we got to just keep playing the next play.
What have you liked from your quarterback, Byron Brown?
Well, he's tough, he's smart, he's gritty, and he's tough.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
I think he thinks he's tough.
That he is. And if anybody can pick up 3rd and 13, especially threatening in the red zone, Byron Brown is that guy.
Brown over the middle, bad throw as he got hit in the process, trying to hit Rubin on a slant. But Jaden Woods, the true freshman who they are excited about, came in and put a lick on Brown, and that'll force a field goal opportunity for South Florida. And Nico Gramatica, out of a historically good field goal kicking family. 2 of 2 last week, hit from 52 against Boise. Last year made 3 field goals. All 3 of them were 50-plus yards. And this one is dead solid, perfect as well from 38 yards out. So South Florida evens things up, opening seconds of the 2nd quarter. And with an opportunity, let's get you to the studio with an update. Here's Dari.
All righty, guys, let's catch up on a couple of things here. It was not easy for Ole Miss. Eventually, Damian Taylor into the end zone. They were down 10-zip, but they have come back to take the lead 14-10 in Lexington. And then over on Rocky Top, Joey Aguilar just lets fly. I don't know if Mike Matthews was the intended receiver, but he was the touchdown receiver, and it is a rout as expected against ETSU, guys.
I'm becoming a fan of Mr. Joey Aguilar.
Yeah, he's showing what he's all about in SEC material. How about Kentucky and Ole Miss going back and forth over the past few years? One possession game seems to be shaping up that way as well.
So South Florida gets a 38-yard field goal from Nico Gramatica. Now 3 of 3 on the year. That was a 15-play, 55-yard drive, almost 6 minutes off the clock as a fair catch is called for by Vernell Brown III. Well, our Week 2 SEC football lineup continues tonight with 2 games exclusively on SEC Network Plus and also on the all-new ESPN app. South Carolina State meets 10th-ranked South Carolina, and number 3 LSU hosts Louisiana Tech. Then at 7:45 Eastern right here on this very network, when we wrap things up from Gainesville, it'll be Louisiana Monroe and number 21 Alabama from Tuscaloosa to cap off your nights. A lot of eyes in Tuscaloosa tonight to see how they respond after that defeat. Jacoby Jackson in the backfield on this drive. They hand it off there, fake a handoff to him over the middle. Wide open pass is caught there by Vernell Brown III. That's a gain of 15. Good play fake there by DJ Lagway.
Yeah, whenever you get a play fake like that, the linebackers shoot up. He's able to find VB3, as he's called, crossing over the middle for a big first down.
Gators going a little tempo here. Trey Wilson goes in motion across the formation. Near side pass. That one's to VB3 as well. He gets pushed back. He'll spot his forward progress out over the 45 to the 46. Deshaun Rucker involved again for the Bulls, a gain of 6.
Yeah, back-to-back throws to Vernell Brown III. Shows you how valuable of a receiver and a weapon he is for this Florida offense.
Plenty of time on the play clock, 14 seconds counting. Handoff goes to Jackson, dancing his way for a first down. A flag is down at the line of scrimmage, however. Gain of 7 if it sticks.
Offside. Defense number 15. Penalties decline. First down.
Jacoby Jackson, boy, he certainly provided a little punch in that running back room. The transfer from Coahoma Community College, 7 touchdowns a year ago, averaged almost 6 yards per carry. I think the most impressive thing about him a year ago, he only had 11 yards for loss when he was handling the football throughout the entire season. Little tap pass to Trey Wilson trying to get the corner. Stressed out nicely there by South Florida. Josh Seliscar, the transfer, played a year at Texas A&M. Started his career, though, at Central Florida. UCF, then went to Texas A&M last year and just didn't get kind of the work that he thought he was going to get and came back home. On second down, little razzle-dazzle by Florida. Here's Trey Wilson, the third. He turns the corner, and he'll be close to the line to gain. Let's see where they spot it. Back at the 36. That is right on the first down line. Hayden Hansen with a nice block in there to give him that little extra space.
Hayden Hansen out on the edge does a phenomenal job, but check out all of the fakes, misdirection. You got guys going left, guys going right, then Trey Wilson shoots up the sideline. Hansen with the block to finish the play off. Big first down off the misdirection reverse.
Boy, they'll split Lagway out. You're going to go a little wildcat with Trey Wilson in the backfield. How about this formation? They get it to Lagway, who's looking for a little bit of room. Boy, Billy Napier, I'm watching him on the sideline. He just shook his head like somebody messed something up on that one.
I think it was more so South Florida actually playing good defense. They recognized the shift early, communicate on the back end. Then they had their back end guys stay deeper than the deepest. Yeah. So Lagway didn't have anybody to hit deep. So it's a great job by that South Florida defense led by Todd Orlando.
That's some movement on that defensive front. Looks like Devin Lee, the former Vanderbilt Commodore, getting a little bit of a head start. It's hard to hide when you're 6'2", 295.
Offside, defense number 99 in the neutral zone, making the offense react. 5-yard penalty, second down.
That'll make it second down and 6 from the 32. Lagway, a little throwback. Tank Hawkins with the catch. He'll get it to the 30. Boy, South Florida's done a really nice job closing these things. It looked like Hawkins had a chance for a bigger game, but man, a lot of white jerseys getting to that football, which is what they did so well in their first game against Boise State.
Yeah, Mac Harris was a guy that was the leader of being able to get to the ball and then have bad intentions once you get there. He again makes that stop on Hawkins, who looked like he had a lot of space, but it closed up very quickly.
Todd Orlando, the defensive coordinator. Well, he has changed things around for South Florida in the last couple of years. Good slant pass caught. Soon Carr down to the 20, and that's where they'll spot his forward progress, and that'll be a Gator first down after a pickup of 10.
Yeah, check out this throw here by DJ Lagway. Right on time, right? We talk about rhythm, steps back, finds the pocket, tight spiral, gets it out to his receiver, and then picks up that first down. And how about that? Trying to pick up additional yardage at the end.
Aiden Mizell with that reception. This last week did Aiden. A bad hammy. Here comes some heat from South Florida. They'll hand it off to Jacoby Jackson. Has some room, and that'll be 6 for the Gators. 20-yard touchdown scamper by Jacoby Jackson. There is a flag down at the 23. You can bring that one back.
Holding there brings back such an explosive play. And you can't have that happen, right? No penalties last week. It just sets up beautifully for Jacoby Jackson. And just get a little too much of the cloth there. The holding call brings back 6 off of the board. You see right there at the top of your screen, Livingston on that holding call.
Jaden Ball lines up in a wildcat formation, and he'll get the snap, pick up a couple of yards. Fred Gaskin comes up to make the play. Boy, Florida is such a good deep ball team, but they have not been able to really showcase that yet here in the first quarter and a half.
Yeah, a lot of times you usually connect on the deep ball whenever you're running effectively and efficiently. That's what they've been able to do. It's just that deep ball isn't there. South Florida's playing high over top, trying to eliminate the deep shots because of what a back-breaking play it can be.
Second down and 19. A pistol formation with Ball behind Lagway. Trying to stretch it to the outside. Another flag comes in at the line of scrimmage. Heck of a play on the outside by James Chenault, who left the game in the first quarter with looked like an ankle injury. That has not slowed him down.
Here's another holding call.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Defense number 18. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Boy, Levi Smiley.
Take a look at the top of your screen right there.
Oh, yeah.
That hand's in that helmet all the way, which is illegal. It negates a negative play for the Florida offense, which would have been a positive play for that USF defense. Now you give an automatic first down, ball right inside the 15-yard line. Fresh set of downs. It's not the results that you wanted to have happen. And Todd Orlando there, letting his defense know we can't have those types of mistakes.
It's about to be 3rd and 13. Now you got a first down and 10. Pistol formation. Lagway dumps it off underneath. Pass is caught there. Tony Livingston with the Gator touchdown. This one.
Look like they may have some interference on the offensive side of the ball.
But this one may be coming back.
Pass interference. Offense number 89. 15-yard penalty. First down.
That was Hayden Hansen, the other tight end on the field for that set. That is 2 touchdowns off the board now.
Yeah, critical mistakes, especially with a team that had 0 penalties just last week. Now we've seen 2 penalties take 2 scores off the board on this same drive for this offense. And here's Hayden Hansen here going into his route. He's trying to run that corner route there. He puts his hands and extends. If he doesn't extend the hands and continue to try to get open, they probably don't call that. Still a ticky-tack foul. The ref warranted the extension enough for pass interference.
Boy, empty set now on first down and 25. Lagway trying to run for a few yards. He'll get it to the 29. Devin Lee trips him up. Boy, we've been hovering right here between the 15 and 30-yard line. Seems like about 30 minutes.
Right, with the quarter change, and now we're here in the same spot. The penalties and the mistakes, right? Same way for South Florida whenever they had the ball offensively, and now Florida in the same vein offensively, being their own worst enemy.
The sophomore out of Atlanta, Jaden Ball, splits out to the near side. Four-man rush. Over the middle, pass is caught there by Vernell Brown III. He's inside the 20, down to the 18, but a long way to go for the first down. They got to go to the 5-yard line. That's a gain of 11. Now you're looking at a 3rd down and 14.
Great pocket presence by DJ Lagway. Now on 3rd down and 14. Hey, be smart with the football here. Continue to trust in your offensive line, but go find the open space and then deliver a strike if you're trying to convert.
Lagway 6 of 6, 45 yards on this drive. Trying to stay hot. Going to the end zone, and there are no flags. Incomplete. Trying to hit Hayden Hansen. Ward back there in coverage. What do you make of this one?
You know, I thought this was a good defensive play by Ward. You got the wheel, Hayden Hansen one-on-one. Get a little handsy, but it doesn't impede the progress of Hayden Hansen's movement. I like the no call there. Let these guys go out there and play.
36-yard field goal attempt on the way from Trey Smack. Good clean snap, kick on the way. And that one is good. So he's hit from 28 and 36. Has responded after 3 misses a week ago. It is a 6-3 Gator advantage.
Dari Noka in studio. They're not separated by far, but Arkansas and Arkansas State have never played one another in football until now in Little Rock. Taylon Green to Raylan Sharp. It is all Woo Pig in meeting number 1. Yes.
Thank you, Dar. We were in Arkansas last week, watched Taylon Green, and he is something else. He's the under-the-radar guy to me, and all these talk about quarterbacks and multi-purpose guys. Taylon Green he's elite.
Absolutely. Well, you talk about 6 touchdowns in one game. Yeah. That shows you his elite type of status that he can be. Definitely under the radar, but I think that radar will expand his way very soon.
Yeah, brutal schedule. We talk about Florida's brutal schedule. Arkansas right there with them in terms of schedule difficulty. Isaac, he'll return this one from inside the 5-yard line. Trying to work the right side and has a nice return out over the 30 to the 34-yard line, and that is where South Florida were set up shop. 7:01 to go here. We'll take a break. Back to Gainesville after this. If you get the app, you can watch some of these guys. Right now, how about ESPN Bet has the number 1 and 2 quarterbacks in the country in terms of Heisman favorites. Garrett Nussmeier, number 1. Lenora Sellers, number 2 in action tonight. Ty Simpson from Alabama taking on UL Monroe tonight. You can catch that one right here on the SEC Network. And if you're out and about, dial it up on the app. Good night to watch some good quarterback play, that's for sure.
Yes, sir.
We've got 2 good ones here. Byron Brown, DJ Lagway, but so far it's been a defensive struggle. It's almost hard to say that because the offenses have moved. They've just stalled.
Stalled at the wrong time and then had inopportune penalties affect their drive as well.
1st down and 10 for South Florida. 3-man rush, dropping 8, coming near side, and Brown misfires trying to hit Sam Franklin. Young man who transferred in from Oklahoma, graduate at Little Rock, Arkansas, getting some work here in the first half.
And they got to get Byron Brown back into rhythm. The drive that Florida had offensively really had that USF offense sitting on the sidelines.
Sam Franklin to the 35. Gain of a yard. Sharif Denson making a play for the Gators, and they're going to quickly sub out. And the Bulls will slow play this one for a moment since Florida already substituted. Nice that it's on the near hash for the Gators.
Third down. This is where Byron Brown can put your defense in a pickle. Is he going to run it? Is he going to pass it? Will it be short? Will it be long? Let's find out. Using his legs to his advantage.
Gators bringing 5. Brown trying to run for it. He is hit from behind right around the 40-yard line. That's a good 5 yards shy. Aaron Childs, the one chasing him down. And it looks like South Florida not going to mess around with this and bring out their punting units. Boy, the speed on Florida's defense is quite impressive.
Yeah, you think Byron Brown would have been able to pick up that first down on its own, but ultimately that speed closes in quickly, pushes them out of bounds. 4th and 4 here. Be alert. South Florida trick play last week got the spark started for them to score offensively.
Chase Leon delivers this punt. Fair catch called for by Vernell Brown. He'll take it inside the 15. So the Gators will take over there. They lead it by 3. Getting late here in the second quarter after a 47-yard punt. Back in a moment. Back to SEC football presented by Sonic. Glad you could be with us. Dave Neal, Fozzie Whitaker, the former Longhorn, Morgan Uber down on the sidelines on a hot, humid afternoon here at the Swamp. Wouldn't expect anything less. South Florida and the Gators both 1-0. Been a low-scoring affair despite the fact Gators have put up 148 yards of offense, 73 through the air, 75 on the ground. They'll stay on the ground on this drive as Jaden Ball bounces off one defender but can't get past the others. Fred Gaskin coming up to finish off the play. You know, you and I were just talking. This South Florida defensive front has really held up well in this game, allowing them to do some things on the back end to protect deep passes.
Yeah, whenever you can rush 4 and stay disciplined, it allows your back end to stay over the top of all the deep passes that Florida has tried to attempt to get. They're doing a great job in the first half.
Lagway off the right side. Boy, nice pitch and catch there. There's Hayden Hansen. Best throw of the day for DJ Lagway. As Tavin Ward makes the play on the back end.
Right in rhythm, utilizing the play action to get outside of the pocket. His feet stay grounded to the rhythm that he's used to having. Hitting Hayden Hansen right in stride along the sideline. A big explosive pickup for this Florida offense.
28-yard gain for the Gators puts them at the 45. They'll play fake it again. Again, it's Hayden Hansen trying to break a tackle, falls forward for a couple of yards. Boy, Lagway now 12 of 16 for 101. His counterpart, Byron Brown, 7 of 14 for 43 yards. .340 to go in the first half. A little tap pass. Here's Vernell Brown, cuts it back to the 30-yard line. Another big gain. And the true freshman with so much skill, so much maturity for a youngster. And as his coach said, he's super consistent every day in practice.
Yeah, you see the misdirection pop pass, toss it right up in front of him. And then use your athleticism, young man, and speed to go make a big play. They trust him a lot, and he's a big-time playmaker for this team.
Jaden Ball to the 25, and he is tripped up there by Gaskin and Harris.
Jaden Ball is such a physical runner, Dave. The first drive made his presence felt. He hasn't slowed down a bit as the game is worn on.
A lot of 2 tight end sets by Florida here in the first half. They'll move both those tight ends, Livingston and Hayden, to the right side. There's Ball, sees a little crease. Trying to cut free, can't do it. Jalen Schuler just wasn't going to give in. Let's go down to Morgan.
See that fight in Baugh? He told me he gets that from Jacoby Jackson, both coming into the program at the same time. He said, he showed me how to battle. You see the fire in Jackson, and now he's bringing it.
He is definitely bringing it here in the first half. Up over 60 yards on the ground. Ball wrapped up again by Schuler. That'll get us to the 2-minute timeouts. Gators driving. It'll be 4th down and 3 when we come back. What will Billy Napier do?
Dari Doring-Watson, Auto Owners Insurance halftime report coming up right around the corner. We will show you what's going on in the first SEC game of the season. Also, Arch, good bounce back. Border showdown into the second half. Gators, slow offensive start.
Moving the ball well, just not finishing in the red zone. Bad execution, maybe some sketchy calls.
Who's going to score a touchdown first? That's what I'm waiting to see.
My guess would be Florida. Guys, we'll see you coming up at that.
I like it.
Well, we'll see right here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 3, or it appears that way. Ball in the backfield next to Lagway. Boy, Billy Napier's chirping down at our head linesman, saying that he saw some movement.
Timeout, Florida, the first of the half, 30-second timeout.
It's actually really good discipline by that South Florida defense. What Florida likes to do, get lined up very quickly. You coming off of a timeout, try to act like you're running a play very quickly, and then try to do the hard count to get them to jump off sides, get the free first down off of the yardage. But Coach Golish, as well as Coach Orlando, he coached those guys very well. They held their water and ultimately forces Florida to call a timeout. We'll see. I thought on 3rd down, you run the ball to be able to go for it on 4th down. With another timeout happening, maybe the play that he truly wants to run is coming up next.
That might be a field goal attempt. That's exactly what's happening. Lagway started this game 2 of 5 for 19 yards. Since then, 11 of 12 for 108. But this drive stalls out at the 23-yard line. And here comes Trey Smack to attempt his 3rd field goal. He has hit from 28, from 36. This one will be from 41. Rocco Underwood with a clean snap. Kick is on the way. And Trey Smack has split the uprights 3 consecutive times. I mean, split them 3 straight times. So he's 3 for 3 in the first half. No touchdowns to this point. Little surprise with these 2 quarterbacks that we have ourselves a 9-3 game, but certainly Florida's had some opportunities.
Yeah, they've missed on those opportunities. Very first drive, you see Livingston right there. Ball is on the money. He just can't track it fast enough. And then again, last drive that they had offensively, Jacoby Jackson breaks off a big one. It's called back because of a holding call. And then the final touchdown that was called back again, offensive pass interference. So 3 potential touchdowns that Florida could have on the board, all negated from penalties or drop passes that happened early in the red zone.
Well, we heard Chris Doring a moment ago in the studio say a sketchy. I think that last one was the sketchiness he's referring to about the penalties.
I would not have called offensive pass interference there.
I know Chris Doring wouldn't have. Well, there is still 1:50 on the clock for South Florida. They have all 3 of their timeouts left. And this kick sails to the back of the end zone. Well, don't forget, coming up at halftime, you can watch the live performance of Florida's marching band, the Pride of the Sunshine, right on SEC Network Plus. You can start streaming that now over on the ESPN app. But like I said, plenty of time left. 1:50 to play, and as fast as this team goes, look, they were in 2023 when Brown was healthy, they were the fastest offensive team. They ran over 80 plays per game. Last year they slowed it down. They were in the mid-70s, but I think it had something to do with the fact that Byron Brown didn't play the second half of the season because of an injury. But they can go as fast as anybody when they want to. They'll get it to Isaac. He's got some room to run. Isaac out to the 40-yard line. That'll be a gain of 15. Devin Moore drags him down.
Please reset the game clock to 1:42. 1:42. Thank you.
Brown now 8 of 15 for 58 yards, make it 9 of 16. They will pick up another 6 yards on that pass play. Brown's also rushed for 26 yards. Gators with 5 at the line. Now they drop one back, but they'll bring 5 off the edge. Pass is caught. I'll say keep the clock running. That one's at the 49-yard line. Rubin again with the catch. Pick up of 3. It'll be 3rd and a yard. Isaac kicks it to the outside. Isaac to the 30 and tripped up there. He was so close to taking that one the entire distance. Aaron Gates just got a shoelace, but 23 yards for the Bulls.
What a move. He put one-on-one in open field. Got vertical. And, man, that's a big pickup on 3rd and 1 for this offense.
South Florida, again, 3 timeouts remaining. 1st down and 10. Brown. Flag comes out. They were holding Tyreek Sapp. That's probably a good thing because he was closing in on his target, Byron Brown.
Holding. Offense number 51. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
Yeah, Zane Herron, the left tackle here, you're going to see right on the left side. He doesn't keep his hands on the inside as Byron Brown escapes the pocket. If he's not held there, Gump's able to have contained. And ultimately, that's the reason why Byron Brown was able to break the pocket and get some yardage.
This O-line's held up pretty well today. For South Florida, again, the discussion coming in, a couple of things in terms of this matchup was how South Florida certainly made some improvements up front, both offensive and defensive lines, but facing this Gator front on both sides of the football was the big question. How could they hold up? And I think they've done an admirable job to this point.
Absolutely. I think one of the biggest reasons why they've been able to do that is because they are all experienced guys. If you look, graduate transfer, senior, graduate transfer, they are littered with experience across the offensive and the defensive side of the ball. And that goes to show you have a veteran-led team that can make adjustments on the fly and get it fixed early.
Jaden Woods at a rush end on the near side. He drops back in coverage, and he's involved in the tackle. Miles Graham also there for the Gators, a pickup of 4. Ball to 35, clock continues to move, 26 seconds, 25 seconds. Brown, boy, thought about running, throws it, pass is caught, and a missed tackle allows Neptune to pick up a few extra yards, but shy of the line to gain down around the 19. It's a gain of 8, and there's a timeout.
Timeout, South Florida, their 2nd of the half. 30-second timeout.
So 13 seconds. You got a 3rd and 8. I mean, are you thinking maybe take a shot to the end zone with one play and then bring out your field goal unit? Are you trying to pick up the 1st down? Maybe take another shot there?
I think you have an opportunity to get a deep out route. Try to pick up that 1st down before you take one additional shot. With one timeout, though, you can still keep the ball in play in the middle of the field. Whether you're short or you pick up the yardage, you're able to call that timeout, and then you trust your kicker, Grammatica, who's been all-world everything for any Grammatica named anytime they have kicked the football. So you always reserve the right to kick. You cannot take a sack by any means on this play, still have a timeout, but you don't want to increase the distance that Grammatica would have to kick. So get the ball out quickly, still try to get to the sticks, get out of bounds if you can, but ultimately you have that timeout to save you if you throw it inbounds.
Third down and 8. 13 seconds to go before halftime. 6-point game. Now Florida wants to take a timeout.
Florida, their second of the half, 30-second timeout.
A game of chess here, right? You get to see what the offense lines up in, some of the tendencies that they've shown, whether it was from last week's game or even last year. Now you make the adjustment defensively, and don't be surprised to see Florida maybe try to heat up or get one-on-one opportunities with 5 rushers to be able to isolate one of those one-on-one individuals, whether it creates a penalty or a sack opportunity, to keep that clock moving a little bit and force USF to use that last timeout.
What has Florida done so well in the first half to kind of bottle up Brown?
Well, ultimately, you got to be disciplined in your rush lanes, right? Byron Brown obviously is a guy that if you let him get loose around the edge outside the corner, he can make those first downs happen by utilizing his dual threat capabilities. Keeping him in the pocket is where Florida believes they can really win this game, and that's the ultimate goal. Force Byron Brown to beat you with his arm. They feel like they have the advantage in that type of scenario.
Well, the scenario right now is 3rd down and 8. From the 27-yard line. Gators bringing 5. Pocket collapses. Brown breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. He'll have the first down, stumbles to the 10 and drop there. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Alex Golis just sprinted 25 yards to get the timeout with 2 seconds on the clock. I mean, he was a missile running down the sideline.
Down Florida, their third and final of the half, 30-second timeout. Please reset the game clock.
Boy, you talked about staying in your lanes.
They stayed in their lanes. The issue was actually bringing them down to the ground. They run a twist. You have a chance to get a sack there. Tyreek Sapp misses on that opportunity as well. And even the spy, that's Jaden Robinson, he doesn't get a chance to get out to Byron Brown, and then he makes you pay. Like I mentioned, you get undisciplined and don't have an opportunity to bring him down, he will benefit and cause your defense to be all up in arms in the way that he just did there, picking up valuable yardage for this USF offense.
They will put 2 seconds back on the clock, so 4 seconds total, not enough to run another play. But they're going to bring out the kicker, Nico Grammatica. He hit from 38 his first time on the field today. This will be from just inside the near hash mark, 25-yard field goal attempt. Was 2 of 2 last week, 3 of 3 here in 2025. And Florida's going to use their final timeout.
Timeout, Florida. Their third and final of the half, 30-second timeout.
Grammatica gets a little practice kick in. 9-3 score. I don't think many people saw this one coming at a 9-3 game. Maybe a 6-point game at the break, I don't know. But, I mean, 9-3 is not something anybody had on the bingo card.
Yeah, if you would have told me that there would not be an offensive touchdown scored up until this point, I probably would not have believed you with the type of offensive caliber players that we've seen led by DJ Lagway for Florida and Byron Brown for South Florida. It's interesting because everything's played out very well from a defensive standpoint, but the game being so close has been decided by some missed opportunities on both sides of the ball and in some undisciplined play with the penalties at inopportune time.
Lagway 13 of 17, 127. Brown 11 of 18 for 75 yards, but he leads him with 50 yards on the ground. So they're going to actually spot this as a 25-yard field goal attempt for Nico Grammatica. Snap is good, kick is on the way, and as you would expect, it is right down the middle. So the final play of the first half ends in 3 points for South Florida, and they trail by 3. They came in 17.5-point underdogs in this one and put up a good fight in the first half. The Gators with 212 yards of offense. South Florida with 172. Alex Golesh has to be somewhat pleased with the way this first half went. Can they sustain it in the second half? Morgan Uber down on the field waiting on Coach Napier to make his way over there, and he is there now. So let's get you down to Morgan.
Coach, you hold them to 3 there. How has your defense handled their tempo?
Yeah, I would say pretty well. You know, I think both teams have struggled in the red area, right? We scored twice. We've got 2 penalties. Got to have a little bit more precision when we get down here and score territory. But again, we've moved the ball. We've got to finish with touchdowns in the red area. And in general, the quarterback is a tough tackle. So we got to wrap up a little. We got him dead to rights right before the half there. We got to wrap this guy up.
What challenges is it with your offense that they're facing?
Say it again.
What challenges is it with your offense that they're facing?
Well, we've had 2 penalties. I mean, we scored twice that get called back, and then just a little precision at each position. In general here, just got to execute a little bit better.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Execute a little bit better. I think Alex Golesh probably feels the same way about his club as they are heading to the locker room, getting in some air conditioning on a muggy afternoon here in the swamp. 9-6 Florida out in front after 30 minutes. Now let's get you. As you are watching the SEC on ESPN. Dave Neal back alongside my partner Fozzie Whitaker on a warm, muggy afternoon down here in Gainesville. And certainly, I think a surprising score on the board. 9-6 is our tally after 30 minutes of play. And Fozzie, I just basically, it's a general question, but what did you make of the first 30 minutes? It's kind of hard to wrap your arms around what we just saw.
Yeah, I've been impressed with South Florida. They've been able to keep it close. The depth is what really comes into question when you talk about a team of different calibers from a size perspective. Yeah. Can South Florida hold up? They have shown they can do that in the first half. But from Florida's perspective, missed opportunities has been the issue. You look at some of the opportunities they had on the first drive. In the very first red zone opportunity, it goes right through the hands of the fullback. And then you look at the next drive. They get into the red zone. They don't get a chance to score with Jacoby Jackson because of a holding call that negates the first touchdown on that drive. They get the ball back again. Second touchdown. They call an offensive pass interference on Hayden Hansen in the end zone. Negates another touchdown on that same drive. So for Florida, it's missed opportunities.
Well, the Gators won the coin toss. They deferred to start this game, so they will get the first possession of the second half. And I just wonder if we don't see more Jaden Ball. He's a handful. I just keep feeding that guy.
Well, the reason they got in the red zone to begin with was because of what Jaden Ball did on that very first drive.
Lagway still went 11 of 12. 62 yards on the ground for Ball, as the Gators will take over the 25. But moments ago, Morgan had a chance to catch up with Alex Golesh. Let's go down to her.
Coach Golesh stood at the end of the tunnel waiting for every single one of his players, high-fiving all of them, continuously saying, it's about us. It was one of the most energetic tunnel runouts I've ever seen. He told me in order to create separation, we have to play within our system, improving our run defense. We've got to stop the run, and it comes down to bottling up Jaden Ball, guys.
Yeah, no doubt, and they've done a pretty good job after that opening drive, but still, Jaden Ball with 10 carries, 62 yards on the ground. They'll start the second half with Jacoby Jackson to the left of Lagway. Steps back in the pocket. Couple of pump fakes, trying to find a little room, a little flip toss over to Jackson. And he is hit and dropped. They'll spot his forward progress at about the 22.5, so a 3-yard loss. Trevin Mitchell making a nice defensive play. The Division II transfer from West Florida, his first year at South Florida.
It's a great way to start. USF defense obviously flying around, being able to get Florida's offense behind the sticks. That's how you want to start the second half.
Lagway passes a little bit low, and underneath the arms of Sturdivant. Well, we just haven't seen this Gator offense. We heard so much about their great speed, athleticism on the outside. These guys haven't been able to really shake free very much today, if at all.
Yeah, the separation hasn't been there, and then some of the accuracy issues that we saw last week starting to come into factor a little bit this week against this South Florida defense. DJ Lagway has to be in control and comfortable in the pocket and on time so that his rhythm's right.
Third down and a dozen. Lagway under pressure again, and he'll be dropped at the 22. Mac Harris able to pull him to the turf, a loss of a yard.
Yeah, really great job here. South Florida, we talked about how they've been able to hold up in the trenches. Well, this is how you do it. You're able to rush 4 in a simulated pressure look. Offensive line doesn't communicate it well. Mac Harris is having himself a game. You can add a sack to his resume on today as well.
Joshua Porter back to return this punt from Tommy Doman. Transfer from Michigan. And a flag delay of game. Florida's first punt operation of the afternoon does not go very well. Trying to replace Jeremy Crawshaw, UF's all-time leader, averaging 46 yards a punt over his career, 49 yards per punt last year. Big shoes to fill. Boy, this is a booming kick. Back to the 20-yard line goes Porter, dancing around, and he is dropped right on that Gator logo. There is a flag down in front of that South Florida bench. We'll wait on this call.
We'll see what that call is, but that kick was a boot.
63 yards.
Whew. That's a weapon. You're able to utilize and flip the field position in that way. You can utilize that to your advantage.
And the ball was way back on the 17-yard line. South Florida, if this stands up, will start at the 25.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both against the receiving team. Personal foul, blocking below the waist, number 21 is declined. Personal foul, blocking out of bounds, number 9 will be accepted from the end of the kick, half the distance, automatic first down.
You can see right out of bounds at the top of your screen, once that defender is in the white, you can no longer touch him until he comes back into the green. You'll get called every single time, and they have multiple referees on that sideline watching for those types of incidents. And it costs South Florida some precious field position now as they start with the ball on their 25.
So Byron Brown set to get his first possession here of the second half. They'll move this football all the way back to the 10-yard line. There is some weather in the area, and we have had to adjust our lower level cameras. So when you see limited coverage up there, we don't have our full complement of cameras. We got enough to show you most of what you need to see. So bear with us, and hopefully this weather will pass through here in just a couple of minutes. In the meantime, South Florida backed up, down 3 on the road. Little underneath pass goes to Nimrod. Denson, the man who plays that star position, comes up to make the play. The junior out of Jacksonville, Florida, gain of 5. Cartavius Norton in the backfield to the right of Brown. Pass is caught there by Rubin, and he'll have a first down. And South Florida much better today on first and second downs. Boy, early in that game last week against Boise State, they were miserable on first and second down, facing third and longs, didn't run many plays, fell behind, but today's been better.
Yeah, Byron Brown needed to be the spark, and I think that's what's also sparked this offense to start quicker on first and second down.
Crowd getting louder as the play clock dips to 12 seconds. Handoff goes to Norton, trying to turn the corner, and that will not happen. Ran right into Mr. Tyreek Sapp, the fifth-year senior out of Fort Lauderdale, possible first-round pick, picks up a TFL. Man, how impressive was it to talk to? But first of all, look at the size of that man. Let me just tell you this. We asked him what sports he played in high school. Wrestling, you might assume, but he also played lacrosse.
Broke a lacrosse stick, checking a player as well.
Second down and a dozen. He said he was 250 pounds in high school. Can you imagine him? He played defense on the back end. You're trying to attack the net, and you got to run into that. Look at that.
I wouldn't run into that. 6'3", not happening. No way. 250, not happening. 274 now, nuh-uh. Still not running into him, Dave.
He is a super nice man. Talking to him yesterday. Love that conversation. Three-man rush by Florida. Brown nowhere to go, and he's met by three Gators. Michael Barreau, the first one there. Sapp getting pushed a little bit late, didn't like it. So it is 4th down and 2, and here comes the South Florida punt team. So the Gator defense does their job. To this point, you just never know after what we saw last week with Alex Golesh, if there's something he wants to dial up here. Of course, a fake punt for a touchdown against Boise State on Thursday. Cornell Brown, the third, stands back at the 25-yard line. Line drive, punt, tight spiral. This is a fair catch called for, and nice job there by catching that football for VB3. 53-yard punt, no return. We'll step aside for a moment. Gators with their second possession of the second half when we come back.
Dari Noka here with a studio update brought to you by Bear. Kentucky down a touchdown at home against Ole Miss. A big Zach Calzada throw eventually set up Seth McGowan from 9 yards out. 2020 game, guys. Rebel football.
It is crazy. I mean, there is something about the Wildcats that just haunts Ole Miss. Go figure. Hey, the Gators with their second possession of this half. Their first one, they went for -8 yards. Trying to improve on that, obviously. They'll hand it off to Jacoby Jackson. Zeliscar, defensive tackle, first one there for the Bulls.
South Florida defense has been muddying up the waters ever since Jaden Ball kind of got loose on that first drive. They've hunkered down in their run defense.
Trey Wilson in motion. Lagway looks that way, then throws back. Here is Jacoby Jackson. He's got some room, and he is chased down at the 38-yard line. That was Xavier Hamilton with a nice effort. That was a good design play.
Yeah, using a misdirection. You fake the handoff and then come right back to him on the screen, get him in open space, makes a defender miss, picks up an explosive. That might be the spark this offense needed to get them going in the second half.
Pickup of 26 yards. Jaden Ball now in the backfield. Lagway throws down the middle. That one is intercepted. James Chenault with a heck of a play on the back end. They were trying to get it to J. Michael Sturdivant. He laid out for it, but Chenault laid out as well, and it went into his arms.
That's an incredibly difficult catch and throw by DJ Lagway, rolling out to the right, then trying to throw it back on the post. You can see right at the top of your screen, this is the matchup that we're looking. You get one-on-one coverage. DJ Lagway is rolling to his right, throwing a post back inside the middle of the field, overthrown slightly, and there you see Chenault. He becomes the intended receiver. It appears he got his hands underneath the ball to secure that interception. That's the first takeaway of the day for the USF Bulls.
And that is the first turnover of the year by the Florida Gators.
That's an incredible job,
Ruling
one-on-one.
on the field is an interception. The previous play is under further review.
It took a long time to decide what they wanted to do with that, but the crowd here obviously thinks that ball hit the turf. South Florida thinks otherwise. We'll find out when we come back. South Florida thinks they have an interception, and that is the case after review. I mean, it's close, but I think that there is enough here to say that that was a catch.
Yeah, you see the ball secured in there, and it's very close. As you look, kind of cradles it to the body, and it's almost impossible to tell if the ball actually hits the ground and his arm is not underneath to secure it. Whatever it was, the officials did not find indisputable evidence to reverse that call.
So it is upheld, and South Florida will have it. Now Von Isaac, the sophomore running back from right here in Gainesville, Florida, stands to the right of Byron Brown. They will hand it off to Isaac. And a flag comes in at the end of that play. Aaron Childs, the sophomore linebacker out of Largo, Maryland, first one there.
Personal foul, blocking below the waist, defense number 14. It's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Boy, you don't see that very often.
No.
From a defensive side.
Yeah, obviously it's a safety rule as the reason why they put that in there. You see an offensive lineman getting ready to attack a defensive back. A lot of times the defensive backs were taught in the past to kind of cut their legs. And you're going to see 14 here go low on this offensive lineman, which is now illegal. You cannot do that. That's going to be a personal foul every time. 3 yardage for the Bulls.
That moves it out over the 30 to the 36-yard line. Now Von Isaac stays in the game at running back. Split receivers to each side. Brown keeps it himself. He is wrapped up immediately. Jaden Robinson there.
The physicality of Brown there doesn't even go down. He got multiple Gator defenders on him. He still doesn't fall to the ground. That's how strong of a player and an athlete he is.
Brown over the middle. Oh, missed a wide open receiver. Rubin. Or excuse me, Sullivan, Wyatt Sullivan, the tight end. Nobody was on him. Nobody was within 5 yards of him.
Yeah, and this is opportunity that Byron Brown wishes he could have back. Gets batted a little bit right there by Jaden Robinson. I think that affected the throw, caused it to go a little errant. That's critical whenever you start talking about 3rd and long versus being 3rd and 1 to 2.
Gators bringing some heat. Brown stands tough in the pocket. Got hit as he threw it. Ball is well short. It is 4th down. Childs and Graham converge for the contact on Byron Brown.
South Florida actually gave Byron Brown quite a bit of time to be able to get rid of the football. Got to throw it a little bit earlier or throw it away or tuck it and run. But good job by that Florida defense, giving up a free first down with the penalty assessed against them, and then bowing their necks and getting an opportunity for a punt here on 4th down.
VB3 back at the 20-yard line. Boy, another line drive bullet of a kick from Chase Leon, and this one will bounce out of bounds. Heck of a job there. They'll spot it at about the 11-yard line, a 51-yard punt. Well, we got a second time to get another update. Dari, what's going on out there?
All right, Dave, we're going to catch up on 2 games. Ole Miss, Kentucky. This was a 2020 game. We showed you that. Ole Miss heads down the football field. Austin Simmons keeps it, and he takes it in himself. So Rebels have a 7-point lead. We go to the 4th, and it is Ole Miss football. Meanwhile, Kansas, Missouri. The border showdown has been a good one to this point. Deshaun Hanukkah from Jalen Daniels. KU takes the lead in a back-and-forth game.
Good to see those 2 schools back on the gridiron in a tussle. Jaden Ball in the backfield. Quick throw out to the outside. There goes Trey Wilson. He is fighting for some extra yardage out over the 15 to the 16-yard line. It'll be 5, maybe 5. Tavin Ward, first one there, trying to wrestle down the sophomore out of Tampa, Florida. He has caught a pass now in 16 straight games after missing most of last year with hip surgery. Only played a few games early in the year and then shut it down. Stiff arm by Ball. Another stiff arm. A third stiff arm. They will say he's out of bounds back at the 26. Boy, there were Ward and Schuler both had shots at him.
Yeah, Jaden Ball does a phenomenal job of being able to utilize that offhand. Lee had a chance early on. He doesn't make the tackle. Schuler, their best defensive player, he doesn't make the tackle. And Jaden Ball shows you why he's one of the special backs.
So Jaden Ball splits out to the near side. Empty set. Lagway, he'll tuck it and run. Lagway, flag comes out at the 27 as he falls across the 35 to the 38. Looked like Big 99 being held inside. Devin Lee by some Gator. Couldn't pick up that number, but
holding. Offense number 66. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Boy, that's their All-American Jake Slaughter.
Yeah, you're not going to see that too often. Jake Slaughter, one of the best offensive linemen, not just in the conference, but in the country. The league kind of gets the best of them on the edge, and you can see right here, number 99, Lee and Slaughter getting tangled up in there as DJ Lagway escapes the pocket. He's hanging on to that jersey. You got to let go of cloth as your hands get extended outside of your body. Ultimately, it costs him some free yardage, and now you're in a 1st and 20 situation.
7 penalties for 65 yards now for Florida. Nice throw. Trey Wilson to midfield and out of bounds. Jarvis Lee back there in coverage.
And you're going to see Trey Wilson right here in the slot. Uses his one-on-one ability to make Jarvis Lee miss right at the point of attack. And you talk about rhythm, stepping in stride. Offensive line gives you opportunity to step into the throw. It's thrown perfectly and beautifully. First down for the Gators.
Gain of 34, 1st and 10 from midfield, and the Gators popping off sides. 8 penalties. Remember, this is a team that didn't have a penalty last week.
71 offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
You talk about the momentum and how it can shift in a football game. You just hit South Florida for a big play offensively, and then you have the missed opportunity another time with the penalty on the false start right guard.
Lagway throws. Oh, what a collision. T.J. Abrams, the redshirt freshman, just got nailed on the edge by Deshaun Rucker. That's his 3rd or 4th big collision for Rucker.
Yeah, Sean Brucker, he read that from the jump. With pressure coming, he plays short of the sticks, coming up aggressively. And man, that's a hit we're feeling all the way up here in the booth.
How about that form?
Form tackle stayed low, make sure to avoid targeting call. Great execution by that South Florida defense.
4:45 to go, third quarter. 9-6 ball game. 2nd and 14. Underneath route, caught by Trey Wilson. He's tripped up at the 47. Line of gains at the 40, a 7-yard pickup. So you're looking at third down. DJ Harris with a nice play for South Florida.
This is a big throw for this offense, in my opinion, if they do decide to throw the ball. DJ Lagway, get the ball out quickly, expecting pressure here. Find your open target, let those guys go to work.
Third down and 7. Empty set for Florida. Lagway tucks it, trying to run for it, and that is not going to work. Mac Harris leading the charge. The graduate out of the Villages, Florida. Led the team in tackles last year. He and Schuler just make a dynamic duo in the middle of that defense.
As you see, Mac Harris coming up, both of those guys form tackle right on DJ Lagway. Keep everything in front of the sticks. They cover it up. DJ Lagway uncomfortable, ultimately forces a 4th down for Florida.
Porter back to return this punt from Tommy Doman. High end over end kick. Fair catch called for at the 15-yard line, and that is where South Florida will take over. Is this more about Florida or more about South Florida? We'll have that discussion when we come back.
The College Football Playoff begins December 19th and concludes with the National Championship January 19th on ESPN.
This is the SEC on ESPN. Dave Neal, Fozzie Whitaker, Morgan Uber on the sidelines. Glad you could join us. From Steve Spurrier, Florida Field, Alex Golish. His first trip here as the South Florida head coach. They are right in this thing with 3:13 to go in the third quarter, and they have the football. 2 drives this half, 29 yards and 2 punts, though, for the Bulls offensively. Boy, nice catch there by Rubin. Avoids a tackle out to the 30-yard line, and that'll be a first down after a gain of 16. So, as South Florida goes fast, I'm just curious, is this more about South Florida than Florida, or the other way around as we watch this sweep to the left side by Cartavius Norton?
I think this has to do with what South Florida has shown. Get it into the 4th quarter is the ultimate goal.
Helmet comes off.
And as that helmet comes off, getting to the 4th quarter, that's what Coach Golish wanted to see. Can my players hold up and showcase what they're truly all about? And I think they've shown exactly well that they can stand up against anybody.
Well, a Florida player just went down. Was the ball already set? That's what Alex Golish is talking about. Did you guys not set the ball and he just dropped down? Well, Jay McCray is the injured player.
See, I believe with the stoppage because of the helmet coming off, though, there may be the difference in it being set for play versus it not.
Clearly a cramp. First time we've seen a cramp in this game. It was the feel-like temperature right around kickoff was over 100. Of course, clouds came in, had a little weather in the area, not enough to stop us.
Yeah.
It's cooled things down a bit, but still a super humid day here in Gainesville. So let's see here. Keep an eye on 11. The ball. And he is already grabbing that left leg. He didn't go down.
His knee brace. It's his knee brace that fell. His knee brace fell off of his knee. So he went down so the trainers can come up to actually fix his knee brace.
that's a question I probably need some clarity on. 2nd down and 8. Handoff left side. Mekhi Barrow, another outstanding defensive lineman, that nose tackle at 350 pounds out of Atlanta. It's Creekside High School making a play. As the Bulls go quick, Brown coming near side. Pass is caught. Keyshawn Singleton. He will go untouched to the end zone. Touchdown, South Florida. 66 yards, and they have the lead at the Swamp.
And how about that? The tempo by South Florida, they're actually running that play to try to get a penalty by Florida by not getting the players off of the field. He sees one-on-one coverage, and Keyshawn Singleton does a great job of coming down with the catch, similar to what we saw last week in Boise State. Make a defender miss, and into the crib, 6 points for the Bulls.
There is a stoppage in play here. Boy, a South Florida player. It looks like one of their offensive linemen. Is that Colt Skinner? I believe it is.
Timeout. South Florida, their first of the half. 30-second timeout.
Well, they attend to him.
This timeout is being taken for an injury.
We'll go back to that touchdown play. Keyshawn Singleton, the man they like to call Baby Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, and Florida is all out of sorts. They're trying to rush 2 guys off of the field. All of them are looking to the sideline for the next play. Ball is snapped, and you can see Singleton and Byron Brown are on the same page. Makes the catch. Defense don't know what's going on, and that's how you create chaos with the tempo, and then that's how you make a play when a play needs to be made. It's Keyshawn Singleton, one of the big playmakers last week. He shows up yet again in this game to give the Bulls the lead in the first touchdown.
5 for 93 last week. This week, Singleton, a couple of catches, 75 yards, but that one went for 66. Boy, that was as we look at Cole Skinner down on the turf down there, they were getting ready to snap it, and he just went down.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a strange...
I don't know what happened there. It's obviously scary, and you got multiple people tending to him, and you hope it's nothing of major consequence, as they appear to be stretching his leg. And multiple water bottles and a pickle juice bottle there. So you're hoping it's just cramps. But it was a strange sequence of events, the way that they got set for the extra point, then he goes down.
Or the next 2 minutes and 3 seconds of this quarter and the final 15 going to be a real test for both these teams from a physical standpoint. It has been a physical football game.
Yeah, and this humidity is starting to take its toll. We've seen multiple players go down and look like it might have been a cramp or something that ailed them, and then they come back into the game. So hydration is going to be key and pivotal to have everybody available from a depth perspective going into the fourth quarter. This game has been physical, like you mentioned, and that takes its toll on you. So you got to have everybody available as soon as possible.
So now we are ready to go. Nico Gramatica. Point after is up and good, and it's a 13-9 tally here in Gainesville. A huge play from Singleton. 6'3", 215-pounder. For more on his story, let's go down to Morgan.
Well, guys, Singleton, his gloves, I have a pair of them right here. They are huge, let me tell you. In Adidas, they're actually, I can show you.
Number 8 for Florida.
That's
wearing number 41.
4XL on these gloves. He told me he uses his size to his advantage at 6'3" and create those mismatches. But he does get the Calvin Johnson reference a lot, but he says, I'm more like Julio Jones or DK Metcalf because of their physicality, so he brings both.
That's anytime you're in that conversation with those guys you just mentioned, you're doing okay.
You're doing something well, and obviously leaving his presence felt with that last touchdown and a big play that gave South Florida the lead.
He finished hot last year. Matter of fact, the last 3 regular season games he's played, he's had at least 5 catches for 90 or more yards as that kickoff sails through the end zone. So now the Gators backs against the wall, down 4 here at home. What do they need to do to get this offense moving in the right direction?
Well, for me, I think it's simple. Get Jaden Ball back involved. Whenever Jaden Ball had the ball going in the first half, this offense was going in positive direction. Get DJ Lagway back in rhythm. Utilize your screen game to your athletes or your quick game with your 3-step drop. And I think that gives them an opportunity to control the game back at the line of scrimmage.
1st and 10 from the near hash to the 25-yard line. Ball will start this drive as your tailback. Hand it off right side, and nothing there. Jalen Schuler with another tackle. Schuler with 6 tackles today, one behind his linebacking teammate Mac Harris. Dump it off underneath. There's Hayden Hansen. He'll make the catch out over the 30 to the 33-yard line. That's a gain of 10. A couple of yards shy of the line to gain. DJ Harris, the first one there.
Good chunk play. Now you're looking at 3rd and 2. The whole playbook is open for you. It's an opportunity where you go for it on 4th down as well.
Ball start against the Gators.
Ball start. Offense number 58. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And that's their outstanding left tackle, Austin Barber, the preseason All-SEC tackle. And that is now penalty number 9 against the Gators.
Yeah, after going from 0 penalties a week ago to 9 penalties that have taken points off the board as well, put your defense in bad situations. A 3rd and 2. It's a lot easier to pick up. Now turns into 3rd and 7.
With some wide splits on that front for South Florida. Lagway to throw. Passes caught at the 30, but he was met right away. Trey Wilson held on to that football, but South Florida just all over it. Jarvis Lee back there step for step with Wilson.
Yeah, the funny thing is I think Coach Orlando, the defense coordinator for South Florida, heard exactly what I said. Get Jaden Ball involved. They make the tackle TFL. Quick game. And then they stop it as soon as Eugene Wilson catches the ball.
And for the first time, we're hearing some boos inside Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. And a high snap over the head of Doman into the end zone. He falls on it. It's out of bounds. That will be a safety. A total meltdown by Florida special teams unit.
The momentum has shifted here in the swamp. Right, you have the penalty that takes you out of 3rd and 2, and then you have the errant snap over the head of Doman, and Doman does a great job pushing it out of bounds, so he eliminates an opportunity for South Florida to get a touchdown. But you cannot have this happen. And South Florida, man, they are rolling with that momentum right now.
Rocco Underwood is considered one of the best long snappers in America, and that one just got completely away from him. So South Florida picks up the 2, and they'll get the football back. 13 seconds remaining in the third quarter. What in the world is going on?
This is what Coach Golish preached, right? Get into the fourth quarter, play physical, play hard, play fast. Oh, and they still have Byron Brown, who is tough. We know he's a tough type of player. It's a symbolic kind of person of who this team is.
Florida didn't know if they wanted to punt this or kick this, but it looks like they're going to bring out Trey Smack to kick it away as opposed to punt it. So Alvon Isaac and Jaquan Smith back to return. From the 10-yard line. Isaac out to the 30 and bouncing off a couple of the players, drops at the 32-yard line. So a 6-point game. Getting crazy here in Gainesville. Let's get you to Dari, see what else is going on.
Dave, looks like Missouri is about to close out Kansas in that border showdown. They've been running the ball well. Ahmad Hardy already has 100 yards, and then on this one, Jamal Roberts breaks a big one, takes it 63. He's got 143 on the ground. They're up 11, just over a minute to go. Can y'all do something about this? Doring's losing it in here.
I can only imagine. You should see the text I'm getting. From the 32-yard line, Byron Brown gets the snap, hands it off to Isaac. That's 2 or 3 yards. Jaden Robinson in there to make the play. Robinson.
The end of the third quarter.
Will make the final tackle of the third quarter. How about the Bulls from South Florida leading it after 3 in Gainesville? Tell you, I've seen this quite a bit over the years after the third quarter. Tom Petty, I won't back down, man. It gets you every time. It's an awesome moment. It's even awesome when the home team's trailing like they are right now. Moments ago, Morgan Uber caught up with the head coach of the Gators.
Final 15, what do you need to see here?
Well, it's a one-score game, right? And there's nothing easy these days, okay? We made a few uncharacteristic mistakes. This group's got some fight in them. We got to go play one more quarter of football here and make some plays. We got to give our guys some opportunities and let this group go play.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Certainly been a frustrating game for Florida to this point. Now their backs are truly against the wall. Pass is incomplete. It skips on the turf, trying to hit Neptune with it. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Now here come the Gator faithful trying to get this stop.
This is where Byron Brown is most dangerous with his legs. It may be a design pass play, but if it breaks down, he can cause troubles if he gets an open space.
Zane Herring pops up out of the stance.
Offense number 51. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Blitz comes. Brown flushed out of the pocket, stops and fires down the middle. Jump ball, and it's almost picked off. Devin Moore had his hands on it, trying to hit Neptune into double coverage, and the Gators force a punting situation.
What a great play by the defense. The crowd is all into it. Devin Moore is back over top, almost comes down with an interception. That's how you play the football, young man. As the Bulls, they get a little aggressive with it. They almost pay for it with the turnover by Devin Moore.
Vernell Brown back to return this punt. A little knuckleball that hits at the 25. And we got a flag back at the 30. 46-yard punt, but we'll wait to see what this flag is all about. Well, I tell you what, with Vernell Brown back there returning punts, man, I'd make him punt this again. Give my guy a chance.
Yeah.
Illegal motion, number 27. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
That's exactly what the Gators will do. Vernell Brown had a 21-yard punt return in his Florida Gator debut last week against the Sharks from Long Island. You know, we asked coaches about, who are the guys that make those plays, and they kept saying, our wow guy in fall practice, Vernell Brown Jr.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's shown why he is that dude. He's already been heralded from their team as one of the smartest players on the football field as a true freshman. He's back deep to return. Shows you the trust that Coach Napier has in that young fella there.
They're looking for one of those wow plays right now. Brown stands at the 35-yard line. This one is returnable, takes him back to the 25. Brown has some room. Vernell Brown to midfield. Out of bounds at the 35, and there's your big play, but a flag comes in late. This may go even further into USF territory. That's why you make him re-kick it.
Absolutely. Nothing ever good comes after kicking a ball 2 times. Got to cover the kick twice. USF gets burned by the initial penalty.
After the play, personal foul, number 34, kicking team. 15-yard penalty from the end of the return, 1st down.
51-yard punt, a 40-yard return.
You see the replay. Vernell Brown III, he finds open space. If you give a man of that caliber and that explosive some open space like that, he's going to make you pay. And then the late hit right there, unwarranted. He's been in the white for 3-4 steps. Put your hands on him by Rico Watson III. Just gave up 15 free additional yardage. Now you're looking at Florida's offense taking over with the ball on the 20 with a chance to tie the ball game up.
Well, we've heard Billy Napier say it going into halftime. They have got to be better in the red zone, and here they stand right at the 20-yard line. Jaden Ball, your running back. In that pistol formation, they'll give it to him right side. Ball to the 15 and falls forward down to the 11. Give him 8.5 yards on the carry. Buxi Silvera there to make the tackle. Actually, they'll spot that ball back at the 13, so it'll be 2nd down at about 2.5. Here's Ball again. Kicks it to the outside. He should have enough for the 1st down. Inside the 10, they'll spot him at the 9. It is a 1st down. Silvera again, the unfortunate defender who had to run into Jaden Ball.
Yeah, Jaden Ball does it again. Very patient runner, leads the block of Tony Livingston to get the edge. That gives them enough for the 1st down. Ball inside of the 10-yard line.
Again, a handoff to Ball. Boy, he jumps forward at the 5, met there by Silvera again. Those two getting to say hello. Gain of 5.
Getting well acquainted with each other on this drive.
Boy, Billy Napier just going power football right now.
Yeah, it's a statement. Obviously trying to wear down the South Florida defense, doing it by handing the ball off to Jaden Ball 3 straight consecutive runs. It'll do it.
They'll play action to Ball, throw in the end zone, and incomplete. Hansen was there, but that ball just hung up in the air too long. Trey Wilson was coming through there. Don't know who that was truly intended for.
I believe it was actually for Trey Wilson, and good thing Hansen actually knocks it down, because if you look at it, Deshaun Rucker was in position to either knock it down or have a possibility to catch an interception. Hansen may have saved the turnover in the red zone on that play.
Third and goal. Fake it again to Ball. Quick slant. Touchdown, Florida. Trey Wilson with the touchdown. Vernell Brown the third set that one up with a 40-yard punt return. Gators trying to reclaim the lead. Trey Smack will attempt this point after. It is up and good. 16-15, our new tally here in the Swamp.
Yeah, we get one-on-one. You're able to run the ball effectively. Trey Wilson does what Trey Wilson does best. That's get open. Get the Gators 6 points on the board in the lead, 16-15.
Okay.
Over the South Florida Bulls. Boys from Tampa have been fighting tooth and nail with the Gators today. 16-15 our tally. Florida ranked 13th in the country. But South Florida says, we got something to say about this. There is a group of 5 invitation to the college football playoff. South Florida this week after the win over Boise State, certainly in that conversation. And that one bounces through the end zone. Time now to talk about this week's secret recipe brought to you by Bush's Grill and Beans.
Well, it starts with creating opportunities for your offense from 1/3. That's Vernell Brown the third. 40-yard return on that punt to set them up in good field position. To the other third, that's Trey Wilson, Eugene Wilson the third. An absolute dot by DJ Lagway to put the Florida Gators back on top.
First down and 10 from the 25. With 88,000 on hand. The 14th consecutive sellout for Florida. Going to make some noise. Brown wrapped up by a couple of Gators, led by Jaden Woods, the first one there. Boy, this true freshman is showing you something this afternoon.
Absolutely. He and Miles Graham wrap up to stay home because they know how dangerous Byron Brown can be in open field.
Brown over the middle, batted in the air and incomplete. Aaron Childs got his hand on it. And here we go with a third down. Underneath throw. It's caught, but well shy of the line to gain. That's Wyatt Sullivan chased down by Miles Graham. The linebacker, who has outstanding speed, chases down the tight end, and it's 4th down.
Excellent job by Florida's defense, maintaining proper rush lanes, keeping Byron Brown in the pocket, forcing the throw beneath the sticks, and then Miles Graham coming down with that tackle, forcing the 4th down.
So Vernell Brown back to return this one again. He's at the 30-yard line. Well, I'd do everything in my power not to punt it to this guy. They're going to send it that way to the near sideline, and a fair catch is called for. That was an excellent punt from Chase Leon. So there is a stoppage in play. Florida with a 1-point lead. They have the football. 11:09 to go.
SEC Network Football is presented by the Sonic Smasher. Buy one, get one free in the Sonic app. Live free, eat Sonic.
Well, the Florida Gators with this touchdown pass reclaim the lead over the South Florida Bulls, 16-15. Defense has come up big here the last 2 possessions. And now, can this Florida offense sustain a drive? They've been in the red zone a few times and misfired, but we haven't seen any really lengthy drives other than maybe back in the first quarter. Boy, they'd love a 6-7 minute drive right here. Jaden Ball stays on his feet, keeps his hand on the ground, and drives his way out to the 25. A hard-earned 5 yards for Jaden Ball. Ball now up to 90 yards on the ground.
Such a patient runner, Dave. Sees one hole, 2 unblocked defenders in there, cuts back to where his initial read takes him, and then the strength and physicality is one of the strongest players on the team. To pick up 5 yards out of that, impressive.
Little toss sweep coming to Ball. He's hit at the 25 and gets a tough yard or 2 out of that. DJ Harris with a credit for the tackle. Ball had a career high 106 yards rushing last year against Kentucky. Opened the year last weekend with 104 yards. (17 carries, 91 yards on the afternoon. Quick slant pass is caught. What a catch. That was Aiden Mizell, and he was just draped by a white jersey the entire route. Picks up 8.
Yeah, great throw, great catch. I don't know if Aiden Mizell had any other opportunity but to catch the ball as it stuck right to his chest. Uses his body to box out the defender and picks up a critical 3rd down conversion here to keep the drive alive.
Jacoby Jackson now in the game at running back. They'll give it to Jackson. Flag comes down at the line of scrimmage.
Offside. Defense number 53. In the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty. 1st down. Correction. 63. Number 63.
The Florida Gators have run 57 plays now. I think that one of the stats that jumps at you is South Florida's only run 52 plays today. Remember, they like to get that thing up in the mid-70s, lower 80s.
I think attrition plays a critical part in the number of plays that they've been able to run, as well as being smart when they utilize tempo.
Lagway, little bootleg, high throw. Totally missed Trey Wilson, who was open.
Again, that's knocking some of that rust off that we saw a week ago, and having been only 3 weeks of being able to play football after sitting out in the spring, as well as dealing with the injury in training camp, that's to be expected.
Play clock down to 5. Jacoby Jackson breaks a tackle and picks up the first down over the 45. Tavin Ward with the tackle, a gain of 8.
That's special when you get Jaden Ball out of the game. You feel as though you gain an advantage from South Florida's perspective. But in comes this young man, Jacoby Jackson. He keeps his feet driving. Remember, Jaden Ball learned so much of how to be a physical runner by number 24, Jacoby Jackson.
Jackson looking for a little bit of a seam. He's into South Florida territory. This game is similar to their last meeting here in 2022. Finished up 31-28, but the Bulls actually had the lead 28-24 in the fourth quarter. Gators got a touchdown to take the lead. And as South Florida was marching down to tie the game, under a minute to go, they had 2 bad snaps. They got down to the 19-yard line. 2 bad snaps forced them to attempt a 49-yard field goal that they couldn't connect on. And the Gators won it by 3. There goes Jacoby Jackson again. Xavier Hamilton, the first one there, getting his nose involved for a yard pickup.
It's another pivotal third down on this drive. With the clock reaching 7 minutes on that clock, South Florida has to get aggressive here. I would expect them to bring some pressure, whether it's a pass play, try to get the ball out of DJ Lagway's hands quickly, or using that pressure to be able to stop the run.
Boyle force a 1-yard loss by Jackson. Jacob Merrifield getting some work, coming up with a big play. So now you're looking at a 4th down and about 4 now. And Billy Napier is going to send out his punting unit. Just can't give up the football right here with 6:15 and counting on the clock. Joshua Porter back to return the punt. He stands at the 5. Tommy Doman back to punt this for the Gators. Remember, they had a bad snap earlier. This one a good clean one. High end over end kick. It'll hit at the 7 and bounce into the end zone. 5:52 to go, and the Bulls have the football. Do they have enough in the tank? An explosive South Florida offense held to just 15 points. Florida, an explosive offense to just 16 points. And we got ourselves a doozy here in Gainesville, Florida. How about the Gator defense over the last 5 games, going back to last year, obviously, allowing just 10.4 points per game, haven't given up over 17 points in the last 5. And they're going to try to keep the Bulls right where they are, as they'll start at the 20-yard line with 5:52 to play. Byron Brown. Pass caught over the 25 out to the 26, so good start to the drive. Sets up a 2nd down and 4. Bulls with just shy of 300 yards of offense. Brown, a little awkward throw, but it works. Christian Neptune has a first down out over the 40. Picks up 15 yards.
And that RPO is always difficult to attack. But check out the block by Singleton up top. Already caught a touchdown pass, makes the defender go around. First down.
Brown throws, comes near side with it, caught at midfield. There's Chaz Nimrod, the former Tennessee Vol, who's worked in this offense before when Coach Golish was at University of Tennessee. Picks up a dozen. Inside handoff. Brian Taylor brings him down. Four and a half minutes to go. Brown. He'll be dropped. Tyreek sack. Had 7 sacks last year. Picks up one here against the South Florida Bulls.
Take a look at Tyreek sack here. He's going to be on the right side of your screen. One-on-one opportunity with McLaughlin. Knocks the hand down. And then that's half the battle, bringing Byram down to the ground as the other half. Tyreek sack gets it done.
3rd down and 10. Coming near side to Nimrod. He is wrestled to the turf at the 39. Boy, now it's 4th down. Going to be about 6 or 7 to gain here. Let's call it 7. He's bringing out
field goal.
And Nico Gramatica, who they said they are okay with him trying a 63-yard field goal. This is going to be from 58 yards. He hit a 58-yarder last year. Clean snap. Kick is on the way for the lead. No good. Just short. Alex Golesh was begging for a timeout.
You can see him right before the ball is kicked. He's calling for timeout. He thought there was going to be a delay of game, but ultimately referee doesn't get it in time. And Gramatica was aligned properly, just does not have the leg to get it over the crossbar on that kick.
Couple of yards shy of that crossbar. We'll give it back to Florida at the 40-yard line. South Florida has a couple of timeouts left. 2:52 on the clock, and of course you got the 2-minute timeout that will stop it as well.
To the half, 30-second timeout.
So Florida wants and gets a timeout. So if you're Billy Napier, chess game is now. You stay with, just keep handing the ball off to Jaden Ball, try to get you a first down that way.
Yeah, you got the two-headed monster in Jaden Ball and Jacoby Jackson. Both of those guys have shown you they can move the rock. Remember, 4th quarter is where attrition starts to set in. Does the depth of running 12 personnel by Florida continue to wear and tear on what South Florida has done with their defensive line of scrimmage, or does it play into Florida's hand to continue to be physical at the point of attack? That's what they have to do, take some time off of the clock and continue to be physical in the run game like they have been with Jaden Ball and Jacoby Jackson.
All that workout stuff you do in the offseason, all the way through fall camp to now, this is when it all pays off.
Dividends, and it pays double. If you put in that work, results will show.
They will throw it, and it's incomplete. J. Michael Sturdivant was the intended receiver. Boy, that just took a few seconds off the clock. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, you see the crowd is not pleased with that play call there. I believe that's a called run that the quarterback can check out if he sees one-on-one coverage outside. Too many men in the box, so he decides to go one-on-one. Incompletion stops the clock, though. Can't do that.
They give it to Ball. Gets a couple of yards. Jalen Schuler met him there on the outside. It looks like there's an injured South Florida player grabbing his knee down. Is that Celiscar?
I think it's Lee.
Okay. Yeah, Devin Lee, their big nose tackle, to transfer in from Vanderbilt.
Please reset the gang clock.
So South Florida will burn a timeout. Stops it at 2:42. And a 3rd down and 8 now. Time now to take a look at For the Win, brought to you by Sanderson Farms. Earlier today, the Texas Longhorns, a lot of attention on that group after what happened in the opening weekend, and really a lot of attention and of course Arch had a nice game this afternoon, but tonight you have a chance to see these guys. Lenore Sellers, Garrett Nussmeier, according to ESPN Bet, they are the 2 front runners for the Heisman Trophy. Nussmeier #1, Sellers #2, and Ty Simpson, can he get this Crimson Tide machine headed in the right direction?
Yeah, they got a task with Louisiana Monroe having to bounce back from the loss that they experienced to the Florida State Seminoles. A lot of people will be watching for that tonight in Ty Simpson.
Well, DJ Lagway has completed 72% of his passes, but I'm going to tell you, it has not been clean for him today. It has not been a sharp game for him. He said it last week. He just didn't really feel comfortable, just didn't get in a rhythm, and really wanted to focus on getting better this week. There have been some good throws.
Yeah.
But overall, we haven't seen the guy that we thought we'd see.
Yeah, there have been errant throws as well. I think the comfort level of him in the offense has gone from an ebb and a flow situation throughout the course of the game. Offensive line, for the most part, have done a great job. But happy feet for DJ Lagway whenever he's trying to throw the ball. Sometimes the mechanics fall by the wayside, which have led to those errant throws. And ultimately, that's what's kept this Florida offense from hitting on all cylinders.
Byron Brown on the other side, we just saw him there getting a quick breather, 21 of 33 for 222. Both these quarterbacks have thrown for exactly the same total today. Brown has rushed for 54 yards. Lagway carried it 6 times for 9 yards. That is a big man at quarterback over there for South Florida.
He is well put together. Both of those individuals, man. This is what you want, right? Competitors, game on the line, 4th quarter. Who's going to step up, make the big plays, the big throws? There's probably no bigger play in this game than right now, 3rd and 8 with 2 minutes and 44 seconds left by DJ Lagway in this Florida offense.
So a very significant 3rd down and 8 coming up. Jaden Ball at running back. Straight drop. Far sideline, right through the hands of the intended target, Vernell Brown III. It is 4th and 8, but that one was there.
Man, that ball, it looked good, rhythm, everything from a mechanic standpoint looked good, but just a bit overthrown. Vernell Brown had a chance to catch it in his hands. Maybe it was not overthrown, actually. He had a chance. It goes right between the hands. He's already made a big play, so I don't think the moment was too big for him, but got to cash in on that opportunity.
Boy, right in VB3's hands. Here's Porter back to return this punt. This one will take a favorable Gator bounce and be down to around the 11-yard line. Boy, the Gators have had several of these. They call them missed opportunities.
Yeah, the first one in the first quarter for a touchdown. How about this one? Breadbasket throw. It appears as though Vernell Brown has a step on Lee, and it goes right between the hands. And that's a play he has to make if they want to be where they want to be at the end of the year.
South Florida has 1 timeout remaining. Alex Golish. Now, they do have the 2-minute timeout as well, so really you got 2 automatic stoppages if you need them. Down 1, but you are backed up. You've got 89 yards to go for the touchdown. They'll take the 3 for sure. So we saw Grammatica miss from 58, but not by much. Off the hands of the intended receiver. That's Joshua Porter. Alex Golish, by the way, has so much confidence in Grammatica. He said that he'll push him to 63 if they need it.
Well, they may need it on this drive.
Yeah. Four-man rush. Brown. Incomplete. Flag comes in at the end of that play. Keyshawn Singleton was being covered by Dizon Johnson, and a flag came in.
Pass interference. Defense number 27. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Penalty number 10
Automatic first down.
for 90 yards against Florida today.
Got to be more disciplined, and you see at the top of the route, as Keyshawn Singleton makes his break, he doesn't get off of him. Johnson's just hanging on the backside of him, gets there too early, tries to attack the ball. The referees are going to call that every single time.
Handoff right side, and nothing doing there. Jaden Woods making the play again for the Gators.
Got a late penalty as well. I think this goes against Florida too, Dave.
After the play, flagrant unsportsmanlike conduct, number 90 defense. The 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Number 90 is ejected.
Wow. Brendan Bett, the transfer in from Baylor, had a heck of a night on their opener. Just got tossed from this game.
And take a look at the right of your screen right there. Gets into the face and then spits.
Oh,
right.
Just spit on him.
You can't do that.
Oh, my goodness. Composure. First down and 10. The Bulls need to pick up about 20 yards to give a legit crack at it for Nico Grammatica. Get one play here before the 2-minute timeout. Little dump off. Isaac breaking tackles down the far sideline. Hit out of bounds inside the 35 by Castell. And the Bulls are in business after a 27-yard pickup. Oh my goodness.
You want to talk about making a play when a play needs to be made. Screen pass to Byron Brown, out to Isaac. Isaac makes two people miss, gets upfield vertical. The Bulls having momentum driving in the swamp.
South Florida with a huge chance to pull off a big-time upset on the road. They have the football, under 2 minutes remaining. The ball sits at the 32-yard line. Just one timeout left for South Florida. The Gators will have two. And again, I'll go back to Nico Grammatica, the sophomore out of Tampa. Hit a 58-yarder last year, a 52-yarder, a 51-yarder. He only made 3 field goals last year. Those were the 3 he made. Quick slant pass is caught there by Porter. He's to the 20-yard line. Boy, now South Florida just wants to take this clock down as much as they can.
Yeah, play it slow. expect to see a heavy dosage of Byron Brown and Alvon Isaac, who's been running the ball very effectively here in the fourth quarter.
Hand it off to Isaac. He's to the 15. Jaden Robinson, the first one there in South Florida. Boy, they can just smell this one.
And at some point in time, Florida's going to have to call a timeout to save time for their offense if they want to get a chance to try to get an extra possession.
Boy, this clock just ticking down, under 45 seconds now. Five on the play clock. Brown takes it himself. He takes it inside the 10 and just powers his way down to the 8, and that is a first down. South Florida can use their timeouts now, but South Florida can still kick this with no time left if they so choose.
Yes.
The second of the half, 30-second timeout.
Don't forget, we will get you to Tuscaloosa when we are finished here. Alabama at home against Louisiana Monroe. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, Cole Kubelik will be on the call for that one, but we've got 22 precious seconds remaining in this one. Can South Florida, who's never knocked off the Florida Gators, 0-3, can they pull this upset off and just propel themselves to the top 25? And don't forget, next week, they travel down to Miami to play the Hurricanes, and meanwhile, this Florida team's got LSU on the docket.
It's a lot of football left to be played this year. But for South Florida, being able to do something that they haven't done before in a long time would mean a lot for this program to get on the footing where Alex Golesh wants to take them.
Well, you felt like if they wanted to stay in that conversation, national, big picture, they had to split one of these two games with Florida and Miami. And they have a chance to do that. Let's see if the Bulls can finish this off. Brown again takes it himself. Falls forward down to the 3-yard line. Timeout Florida with 17 seconds remaining.
Third and final of the second half. 30-second timeout.
I just snap it right back to him one more time and say, go get you a touchdown.
Unpopular opinion, but do you let Byron Brown score there and try to force another possession? As we take a look at the replay, Byron Brown, having a runner as a quarterback gives you an extra blocker in the run game. He reached the hole well.
Clock to 18 seconds. 1-8.
Finds the opening, and his physicality takes over after that. Man, this guy's a playmaker.
The win against Boise State on Thursday snapped an 18-game losing streak to ranked opponents. But now they're trying to snap a streak against ranked opponents on the road. They have not won a road game against a ranked opponent since beating Notre Dame in 2011.
I'm still playing then, Dave.
That's a long time ago.
That's a long time, Dave.
Boy, these folks around here about to explode. So the Gators are now out of timeouts. South Florida with one remaining. Brown takes it himself. He will get it down to the 2-yard line. The clock is ticking. Alex Golish going to wait to call the timeout. He's down inside the 5 at the line of scrimmage, basically. And he will burn the timeout with 3 seconds remaining. So this is basically an extra point for Nico Gramatica of the Kicking Grammaticus. This is just what they do in their household.
Yes. It's automatic. If you're born with the last name Gramatica, you come out kicking.
He missed earlier in this game from 58 yards. But he's made from 38 and 25. This team has never won a conference championship. They played 29 years of football. 25 have been at the FBS level. They've been in multiple conferences, but right now sitting in the American, which is a really good football league.
Yes.
And this might be their year. I mean, I know there's Tulane, there's Memphis, there's Navy, there's some roadblocks out there, but this team might have what it takes.
Yeah, this could propel them into the momentum stratosphere that they're looking for. But they got to connect right now. 3 seconds left.
20-yard field goal attempt from the middle of the field. Gramatica for the win, and there it is. 18-16 the final score, and the Bulls explode off the bench. We thought the Bulls had a statement win last Thursday night in their opener. You can put that one to the backside. This is their statement.
And it all happens through execution, operation on special teams. Nico Gramatica, if that is your last name, you were born to kick. And kick it he does right through the uprights, much to the dismay of the Florida Gator coaching staff and team.
Wow, what a day of football in Gainesville, Florida. South Florida going to Miami. You better wake up, Hurricanes. Here comes the Bulls bus. The Gators drop to 1-1. LSU on the board next. So for our entire crew, I'm Dave Neal. So long. We'll get you to Tuscaloosa. That's it from Gainesville.